Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be doing a pick a card, and this one's going to be from my light workers out there. If there is something that you're looking for clarity on, you want some more info on your mission, where you came from, or anything like that, today we're going to be diving into that. So we're going to have the two groups here. Group A over here, and then Group B over here. If you need to pause the video, take your time, move towards whichever one draws you in more. Use your intuition here. I want you guys to just close your eyes, take a deep breath, and pick the one that calls to you most. And yeah, so if you need to pause, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, I'm just gonna get straight into it, honestly. So today we're gonna do Group A. Let's get into it and see what you guys have. And I only did the two groups because there's like a lot of cards here, so I'm trying not to make it super overwhelming for you guys. Okay, so we have You Got the Love, Hadarian Energy, Codependency, and Boundaries. That's that first one. And then we also have Portal, Doors Are Opening, You Decide, Rewards, and Wild card. Make sure these are in the frame. And then Lifting the Veil here. Question everything. Anything on a line must go. So, right off the bat with these, I'm really getting an energy that you guys, like with the Portal card, I feel like you guys have a pretty easy time, like maneuvering through different energies, adapting energetically, or you even could, like connect to different beings or different entities and such like that. I feel like you guys just have a really easy time connecting to higher energies with that Portal card. And for some of you, I feel like you're at a stage in your life with your light work that there's a new opportunity opening up for you as well, especially because its doors are opening. And then Lifting the Veil, questioning everything. I really feel like you guys have this childlike curiosity about your lives. I feel like you guys look at everything with an open mind. You might be someone who really keeps an open mind or wants to keep an open mind. I feel like you give people probably the benefit of the doubt. You're very open. You can understand where people are coming from. I feel like you guys just don't look at life in this very negative way. You're more so like, I can understand where that person is coming from. I can understand why so-and-so did this. Or when something happens, instead of cursing somebody out, you guys might be like, you know, I just hope they get better. I hope they feel better. I hope they get the healing they need. I hope they get the help that they need. I just feel like you guys have such a gentle energy, but like a fierce energy with you as well. And I think with the Lifting the Veil, question everything, you guys aren't going to just sit there and go with like the status quo. You guys, because you're so open-minded, are like, well, what if we could do it better like this? What if we could do this instead? What if we could change this and make it easier? So very much childlike curiosity, keeping your mind open here and allowing things that suit you to flow in, releasing anything that doesn't. And you know, none of us are perfect, but I think it's just the fact that you try to let things flow in and flow out on their own without really trying to control that. You Got the Love here, Codependency and Boundaries. Again, because you guys are so open and you're understanding, I feel like sometimes that can get taken advantage of here, where boundaries are going to be really important for you, and also just like energetic boundaries, like the two of these with the whole portal thing. Understanding that what you consume, what you watch, maybe music that you listen to, everything is going to affect you on an energetic level, and having these two here makes me definitely think that too. Keeping an eye on your boundaries energetically, and as well keeping an eye on boundaries just with people, making sure that you're not absolutely like entering a part of your life where you're like, oh, after I talk to these people, I'm drained. But you keep doing it because you feel bad, because you are open-minded. You can see where they're coming from. So make sure that through your light work, you're not exhausting yourself or depleting yourself and emptying your cup to help other people. Do it from a place where you set these boundaries for yourself and you're making sure to take care of yourself first and foremost, okay? Okay, so the next card that we have is going to be the Serpent, number 46. Breaking down to a 10, which is big time endings. And the Serpent, honestly, for me, when I was getting your cards together and this card came out, the like first thing that I ended up hearing was Harbinger of Death, which sounds very much aggressive, but to me, I just see this as an ability to shift, death being more of a transition as opposed to it being an ending. I really feel like the serpent here shows that once again you are adaptable, because you will shed an old skin and be born again. Anytime I see the serpent, I think massive changes, transformation. I definitely think adaptability. Serpents for me coming through as like the harbinger of death. Again, I don't think it's like literal death, but I have this feeling as though when you show up somewhere, you are accelerating an ending. Like when you bring your energy to the table, because again, being open-minded, lifting the veil, pulling the curtain away, pulling the fluff away from things here, it's like that death is right here, like that portal and death, quote unquote, like with the serpent card. This is where that change is occurring for you in your light work. Like this is the type of energy that you're bringing to the table. It's like when you show up somewhere, you accelerate the truth, you accelerate that energy where it brings out the issues. And some people don't want that, but I think that here it's something that you do really effortlessly and naturally. Like this to me is like when I show up in a place, I bring change. You might like get to a job or something, and shortly after you get there, all the people that were like problem coworkers or whatever, suddenly they don't want to be there anymore. They just like decide to all quit, like one after the other or something. It's wild circumstances like that, because I feel like you guys are just, the energy accelerates and it just like brings the truth to the surface, because I think that you really are connected, so your energy just alone is enough to make changes. Okay, and then we have some tarot cards here, and this is going to give us more of an explanation of where you're currently at in your life, the current energies that you're dealing with right now on your journey. So we have the Three of Wands here. Then we also have Temperance. Oh man, I feel like you guys have had like a rough life. I feel like you guys have faced a lot of challenges, and you guys have faced a lot of hardships, and this energy with Temperance in reverse and Three of Wands makes you feel like you're like, I don't want to always choose to be the bigger person. I don't want to always choose the things that are right, quote unquote. Like I feel like you guys are just honestly tired. Like that's what I feel like with these, is that you guys are like, I'm so tired. And I feel like you're tired of running into these obstacles where you're almost being told to be patient, you're told to wait it out, you're told that things will get better, and you're like, okay, but like, where is it? Like, why don't I have it? I feel like there's a lot of frustration here, and I think it's just because you're so in tune also. You know that you have all these other things that you can do, that you can accomplish, what your energy like brings to the table, and I think that you guys are like, I'm just so sick of this. I understand the frustration. Yeah, look at this. Queen of Wands also, and in reverse, no less. This is my card of Aries. This is, it's passion, it's determination, it is so much like fiery Mars energy. And to have this reverse is like, it's questioning yourself, or it's questioning your path. It's questioning, why am I here? What am I supposed to do? It's just not having that confidence behind your path, being a light worker. And I feel like it's just really whatever you're going through right now has truly just kind of sucked the life out of you. If this is referring to another person in the mix, then I would say that this could be someone who is a little bit egotistical, maybe someone who maybe has a short fuse, someone who just doesn't know how to properly direct their fire. So it could be really frustrating to deal with them if this is a person in your life. But I feel like this is you kind of like, I'm sick and tired of this, and I'm just kind of losing my passion. Like I need something else to revive me. I need something to give me that faith again, to show me a direction. I think you just need a little bit like a push, or like a oomph, you know what I mean? All right, coming past that, Queen of Pentacles. So I think that, oh my God, and look at this too, Four of Wands. This connection here to me right now, I'm getting a couple things. Queen of Pentacles is going to be Capricorn energy. But, so the main thing that I'm getting is that you guys are focusing right now on your relationships. and this is how you're choosing to like narrow down your energy, or this is how you're choosing to amplify your energy, to lift your vibration and lift your frequency, is you're focusing on your connections with other people right now. Four of Wands is not only just connections, but it's these solid, very real foundations. Some of you, this foundation, because it's Queen of Pentacles, this could be work related, but I feel like a lot of you are right now finding your soul tribe. That's what I feel like is happening right now, and I feel like Spirit wants you to do that, because I think through these people, through your tribe, through your very close community, that this is where you guys are going to find that oomph that you're looking for, that puts you back on track. And instead of worrying about like, where's my passion, where's my spark, etc., this is like the universe saying like, hold on a second. Through these relationships, through you watering these relationships, you are going to find it again. But I feel like it's offering you a little bit more stability so you can eventually get back to here. But this energy feels a little bit more chaotic, whereas this is a lot more stable. Queen of Pentacles is kind of close second to like the Empress. So this is really a very motherly energy. I think it's nurturing your relationships is what's going to bring some of your fire and your spark back. Some of you could have either Aries or Capricorn in your charts here, and even Sagittarius here with Temperance, some fire energy, and this is also Aries as well. So you got a lot of Aries energy, to say the least. Aries, 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 Sagittarius, Capricorn. Quite a lot of fire. And I think that if you guys are not in a fiery like energy, it seems so off-putting. Like you're like, oh, I don't like this. Like, where's the rush? Where's the spark? Where's that, you know, that little bit of a flame that ignites? But I think Spirit's like, hey, slow your roll. We want you to focus on your relationships right now and building this solid foundation to then build off of that. That's where we want to work from. This is where we want to start. So I definitely see you guys focusing on that. All right, now we're going to take a look at some past life stuff for you guys. You know, where you came from, what your lineage is, maybe what you were doing in a past life. Some themes along with that to kind of see like, okay, why are you doing this work now? Why is this your focus now? Okay, so we have Mayan, so that could be one of your lineages. Wow, we have a lot of starseed stuff going on here. Pleiades, so sensitive, people pleasers, very empathic and intuitive, communicative, elegant, and feminine. This does make a lot of sense because all of these cards up here, those are all my starseed cards from my starseed oracle. And I said that I thought you guys were incredibly connected to higher beings or like a higher frequency, higher dimensions. You guys could also have like incredible psychic gifts where you're maybe like a channeler, or you can easily pop into those higher dimensions and frequencies. So this honestly doesn't surprise me. And like I said, to begin with, I thought that you guys, the people pleaser and being sensitive, that you guys saw the best in people. It was all about love, which again is why I think your relationships are so important to you right now, because that's how you're connecting back to these other pieces. And you have Indigo Child, system busters. Like I said, you didn't just go along with like this card here. You didn't just go along with whatever someone said. You wanted to know, you wanted, how can we fix it? How can we change it? How can we enhance that? Natural superiority, which I feel like people really don't like, honestly. Like, I feel like people don't like how easy it is for you to take that position, because they kind of look at you as maybe not having enough experience maybe in your current life. But you're like, I'm naturally supposed to be in these positions. It suits me. I'm good at them. And I feel like people just don't like that. Your calling to make the world a better place. See, like I said, you just show up and your energy makes the difference. Strong-willed, high IQ, and an old soul. That's freaking right. Ugh, I love that so much. And we have Crystal Child. Oh my god. Idealist, flow with consciousness, old soul again. Offspring of the Indigos. So it's really like perfectly in line. Like it looks like Pleiades, and then you came down as Indigo, and then you came back as a Crystal Child. Wow. Mentally and physically very sensitive. Example here I put is allergies. You could have just sensitivity to certain foods, or maybe dust or pollen really bothers you. People who are huggers, because like I said, your energy is what is making the difference. So when you hug people, you literally are having like an energy transfer or exchange, and that is healing for people alone. Healers, psychics, I just said that too. You also have music, and they teach themselves how to do things, which makes perfect sense with this too. the natural superiority and system busters, along with the lifting the veil, right? You teach yourself. If you can't figure it out, you're going to teach yourself how to do it, because you're always looking for a way to enhance what's already there. You're looking for a better way to do things. Okay, and then we have a couple randoms here. We have farm, land, and earth. So you might be very connected with the earth. You might be really connected to the outdoors. That also could really prove as an energy transfer. So something called earthing, or just grounding in any way, where you're outside, where you are connected with your feet literally on the grass, on the soil, where you're outside with plants, or maybe you have a lot of indoor plants or something like that, and you feel like it literally just like gives you life. But strong connection to the earth here. And then last, which is super random, but it's in there, murder. So this might be a way that you had passed on in a different life, and again, you're coming here to spread more of that love and spread more of those good vibes, just to put it kind of blankly, especially because if you were somebody in these other lives too, where you, like I said, naturally being superiority, or having that high IQ, or being really sensitive, it might have been looked down upon by other people, and they might not have liked that. So you may have thought to yourself, you know, I'm going to try to fix ABC, I'm going to spread love and spread positivity, etc., right? And someone may not have liked that, especially if we're going back farmland / earth. Maybe you were just kind of like by yourself on your own property doing your thing, like again just trying to spread positivity and such, and then someone's like, no. So I definitely feel like you've been back here many times, like especially having Old Soul multiple times here. You guys have been back here so many times, so many times. Like, wow, holy crap. And I am picking up here too, with this murder card, that you were young. You were really young when this happened. I'm getting like a very early 20s when this happened to you. I'm getting like early 20, I'm hearing like 22, 23-year-old male who was murdered working on his father's farm, or his family's like farm. So this was back when really there was nothing else around. There was not a lot of hustle and bustle like there is today. So this was like something that no one would have had like access to. Like this is something that, like, if it made its way around, I'm also picking up on like 40s or 50s. And I'm also hearing Idaho. So that's really interesting. So what I'm getting also is that, so let's recap. So 22 to 23-year-old young male takes over this kind of farm lifestyle from his parents' farm, or his parents' property, or something in those lines, and then gets murdered. And I'm literally hearing that this was just completely an act of violence because they did not like you. And I feel like the person who committed this crime was someone who was just severely, like, just not well is the only way that I can put it. Someone who just straight up was so mad that you were happy just doing this. Like, you didn't fight back when something happened, in a sense of, like, you didn't, like, lose your mind when you were, like, picked on, because I'm just feeling, like, the sense of them, like, bullying you or something, or you just being bullied, like, in general, or them picking at you or whatever, and you weren't someone to push back or do anything. Like, it was more like, again, you have this open mind and open heart, and you accepted everybody because, again, system busters, right? You were like, I'm not going to believe everything that everyone says, and I'm not going to go with the way that normal people would react. You were always trying to just spread your energy. So you didn't want to act that way. So what I'm getting is that this person or people, whomever, I feel like it was like one or two people, one person pretty much facilitated the whole thing, that they just did not like that about you and had like a bone to pick with you. It's like they were just gonna commit a crime and you were just there. Like, it was like poor timing. Like, you were just there and you were an easy target, and they just didn't like you, what have you, for your ability to have that energy and feel that way and spread that joy and whatnot. which is like so screwed up if you ask me. But anyways, all right, let's move on to the last couple. So I'm using the Archetypes deck by Kim Krans. And these are some pretty big, broad cards that I often use to find what your archetype is now as a light worker on your path. Like, what themes are we seeing for you? And not only just in this life, but maybe even across lifetimes, okay? First and foremost, we have the Forest. And I was just saying, huge connection to Earth, huge connection to the outdoors, huge connection to Mother Earth and nature. The Forest. The Forest is a card that talks about basically that there's a lot of unknown factors here, but walking into the forest, it's more about your perception. So this card really talks about, you could walk in thinking, I don't know how I'm going to get out, and I don't know how I'm going to find the other side, or you could walk in saying, I'm going to enjoy all the little things on my way. So it talks about seeing like the sky, like the almost like northern lights, right? Like looking up and seeing the sky, enjoying the sounds of the like birds or insects or animals there. It's about finding the little things that light your way through the forest. So what I really feel like with this is that, once again, you are someone that has insane like contagious positivity, and you are someone that spreads joy so easily just by being there with your energy to other people. I think it's transferable by touch. Your energy is just so easily contagious, and people take that and run with it, and they're like, oh my god, I'm like in such a good mood when I love hanging out with you. It's like, yeah, because your energy is so high vibrational. This for me says that you guys ran into a situation, or maybe have a soul contract, or like a vow, like a soul vow type thing, where when you came back into this life, you were like, I'm going in, I'm doing it, I'm committing, I'm going in, I don't know what this is going to be like for me. And maybe just in this lifetime, again, you're going in blind, but you're doing it in a happy way. Like, you're like, yeah, I love the fact that there's a mystery, I love the fact that I get to, you know, create my own ending. Like, this is really about seeing all the tiny little pieces while you're in a dark place. Seeing those little tiny like fireflies, right? Like while you're in the dark, and it's like finding the good within the bad. That's what this is for me. Finding the positives. And if you can't find the positives, you're going to create the positives instead. Just kind of like the teach yourself that we had over here on the Crystal Child card. You guys are going to create the positives if you can't find them yourself. And I'm obsessed with that. I love that so much. All right, another one that we have here is the Mountains. Classic, once again, a card about nature, a card about being connected to the earth. This card in this deck, I mean, first of all, whenever I see a mountain, just symbolically, I think like, once again, you've had a hard life. A lot of dark areas, a lot of not knowing, a lot of really guessing, a lot of having to have truly blind faith, and a lot of difficult times that you've had to do that through. Anytime I see a mountain, it's difficult. But the fact that this person has made a home almost in this mountain, they can look out from this area, makes me feel like you are looking back over the things that you have accomplished, over these peaks that you have climbed and conquered. You're finding a way to look back at those things that have hurt you, or that you feel like you've had to just succumb to and surrender to, and you're looking at those positives again. The mountain in this deck is a lot about realizing that, again, it's a difficult journey, but not letting that persuade you, not letting that change your mind, not letting you just like be like, no, screw this, it's hard. This is really, both of these cards, about going in and committing, going in blind, and then you commit, and you know that when you get to the top of one peak, there's going to be another one, but it doesn't persuade you, it doesn't deter you. You, once again, are just finding beauty through pain. You're finding beauty in these dark parts that maybe not everyone would, but that's what you pride yourself on here. Your light work is the fact that through this pain, you're like, it's another thing that I get to teach somebody else. It's another way that I get to spread kindness, and that I get to, you know, spread my energy. I get to show people how I did it. And look at these beautiful skies in both of these. Like, to me, once again, this says just like ascension and soul growth, development on such a massive, very quick, fast-paced type of way, because through these dark things, through these, like, this is even dark, like a forest down here, and then you have these beautiful skies. So it's like, through these hard times, you're looking for the positives, you're looking for the beauty, you're looking for all of those wonderful things. Okay, and then the last card that we have is the Tear. So The Tear in this deck talks very much about connecting like through your pain. This is like they say in the book that when you shed a tear, it's almost as if your ancestors have a way of looking through your eyes and into this version of you or into this life. It's like a direct connection to them. I'm kind of butchering the words a little bit because I can't remember exactly what it says, but they're basically saying like through these very raw moments of pain or through these raw emotions that you experience, it's a way of connecting you back to source, back to your ancestors, back to your purpose, back to your mission. So allowing yourself to feel the pain of every single thing that you have been through, allowing yourself to feel this deep pain and experience these emotions, transmute them because you have the ability to do it. This is what connects you back to your purpose, to your mission. Is once again, I feel like this is huge, and also why we need to remember back to that original card. You need to keep boundaries. That's incredibly important, because in situations like this where you're going through such a hard time, like, don't let people take more from you than they deserve. I actually do have the book right here, and I can't remember the way that it's worded, so I do actually want to pop back in and see if I can read it to you guys really quick, because I really like this card a lot. I really like it, and I like her description of it too. So let me see if I can find it. Okay. Tears are droplets of letting go. Once they begin to fall, we allow the swelling tide of emotion to run its elemental course. Often the tear is what is needed in order for a conversation or situation to break into the next level of intimacy and vulnerability. Some say that tears are so powerful in softening our egos that they open up a portal to the unseen world. Oh, here it is. Through our watery eyes, the ancestors catch a glimpse of us, and we are reminded of their eternal embrace. We sense our humanity, our humility, and we allow ourselves to be held. It is likely this card appears when there is grieving yet to do, a sinking down into disappointment or despair that once acknowledged will bring a shimmer of clarity to our dewy eyes. So I feel like the theme here for you guys as light workers is that your energy is so important. Just by you showing up, you are creating change and spreading those like higher frequencies, higher vibrations, etc. And then beyond that, again, experiencing these emotions is what connects you down to your mission, your purpose, what have you. Okay? So, with that being said, hopefully this makes sense for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Hopefully it gives you some clarity and gives you some idea on where to head next, what to do on your mission, where you came from, and all that good stuff. I love y'all so much, and thank you for being here. Okay, Group B. Let's do it. What do we have for Group B? Ooh, okay, we have Lemuria, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. So you guys definitely might have some lineage coming from these ancient civilizations or timelines. We have share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution, and expression. Definitely feeling like music or sound bowls or like song or anything like that is very important to you. The frequency is going to be really important for you to share in that way. Even just like speaking your truth might be really important for you as well. Oh, boundaries. Group A also had this. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? I honestly get like a little bit of a chaotic energy with you guys. I'm not really sure why, so we're going to explore that. I feel like this is almost like chaos magic, or it's like very, like your practice maybe is eclectic, like you could be into some more like witchcraft, Wiccan related things, something more of like a witchy vibe. I really feel like you need to focus on reining in your energy because it can be really chaotic, and it can be a little bit like all over the place. So definitely, where do you need to establish better boundaries? If you're a little bit chaotic and you're like giving your energy, your flame, whatever, out to all these other people, then you're not going to have anything for yourself. So making sure that at the end of the day, I'm getting this so strongly, at the end of the day, daily if you can, you should be calling your energy back to you to be able to like regulate your own energy and regulate what I want to call your own magic more than you are. Okay, next one we have here. Ooh, we have the Sorcerer. Yeah, honestly, this fits into like what I was just saying. Like, you guys definitely give me more of like a witchy vibe. It's a little bit more chaotic. The Sorcerer is someone who can alchemize, for starters, right? And this 48 breaking down to a 12 and then technically a 3, I get this huge vibe of being connected to all worlds, like lower, middle, and upper worlds, or like having this, it's something about like a holy trinity of some kind, like mind, body, spirit, or like lower, middle, upper worlds, or something like that. Like I feel like you guys, because your energy is so strong, like you have this really easy way of taking things that normally would not place together and alchemizing them, like seamlessly alchemizing them. Someone who is very much able to connect to spirit, but I feel like you guys also connect to maybe like deities or gods or something like that as well. I feel like you guys connect to like lower level beings, and I don't mean that in a sense of like they're not as good. I just mean like things that are a little bit more grounded, like other beings, like maybe spirits from Lemuria, or maybe you connect more to like past lives, or there's some sort of like more dense earthly connections that you have. That's why I wanted to say like gods or deities, goddesses, or something like that. Like I want to say like creatures or beings that have like actually been here, reincarnated like on this planet at some time or another. Like that's more so what I want to say. But you're incredibly powerful. There's this air of magic and the ability to also connect with like the elements, especially because you have water in both of these. It really gives me the vibe that you guys have an easy time connecting with the elements, or maybe even stars, astrology. Like there's this feeling of connecting with things that have mass and have like density to them. So great on that. We love that. Let's see what we have for some tarot cards. This is going to talk about like where you're at right now, what you're currently experiencing on your journey, on your path. So we have 2 of Cups here. Sorry about the glare. I'm trying my best. 2 of Cups. I also have the 7 of Cups here as well. It's a lot of confusion about your romantic relationships I'm getting. I feel like your power, I want to say like your power, your magic, I feel like it's so strong that it triggers other people. I just have full body chills as soon as I said that. Your magic is so strong that it triggers other people. It pulls out the darkest of the dark in other people and makes them face that. It makes them face their fears. It makes them face their truth. It makes them see like the ugly parts of themselves, of their habits, of their behaviors. It makes them see these parts of themselves that they don't want to. And hence, like, your romantic relationships, I feel like, are a bit, like, confusing. Oh, my God. And as I said that, too, look at this. Ace of Swords. This is a wolf to me. I can't remember if there's any more info on it from the guidebook, but wolf to me, I feel like there is such a strong, dense, like, energy with you guys. Like, you guys are not to be fucked with. You have, like, this, like, light warrior type of energy. I feel like you guys are here to really do some work this time around in this reincarnation. Like, you guys are really here to do some serious work. I feel like you're here to, like, I'm sorry, but, like, fuck shit up. Truly. In the best type of way. Ace of Swords is all about clarity. And I feel like that clarity comes from realizing that you guys, in some sort of way, are like, I'm the top dog. Like, I'm the alpha. Like, you guys have, like, unwavering confidence, I feel like. And if you don't have it, I would be shocked. But I feel like that's also what people don't like. If you guys are more like feminine presenting or like female, then I would say that your confidence, your just sheer like, yeah, I know that I'm great. I know I have this power. I know my magic is fucking strong. Like, if you guys have this energy, that clarity is going to get you so much farther along this path and on this journey, because people don't like this. People seriously don't like this. I feel like it's just intimidating to them. I feel like your energy is so strong, and because it pulls out these darker aspects of people, it pulls these truths to the surface, people honestly might not like you. People honestly may not like you. They may find that, I just keep wanting to say like your work is dark. Like, I don't know what that means. But again, it feels more connected to the earth. It feels like more magical. It feels like more like literal actual magic, creating spells or like things like that. And I feel like you're just so honest and you are so truthful, and your energy just, it's like it brings that stuff right to the surface. And even things that people are like, I never thought about that, or I never looked at that. It's like we're really almost like your energy forces them to do shadow work by just you being around, by just you being present. Like your energy alone brings out these pieces of people that makes them question themselves, their identity, who they are, you know, what they stand for. I feel like you really challenge people, but you challenge them in a way that helps them grow. It forces them to ascend. It forces them to take a hard look at themselves. You're giving people tough love, and I feel like people don't like that. And honestly, I don't even want to call it tough love. It's just like you're being very honest and almost like dry. And that's where people are like, fuck this. Like, I'm out. Like, I'm not doing this. Like, you know, you're being rude or whatever. And you're like, I'm not. You asked me a question, or you asked my opinion. I'm telling you my opinion. Or you're just calling them out for what they're doing. Just saying like, hey, this is exactly what I see. And I don't think people like that. I don't think many people like that they're like challenged in their beliefs, their identity, or who they believe themselves to be. They don't like their perceptions to be challenged. And I feel like if there's a sense of people like complaining, or people like getting really frustrated, being like, I don't like this and I want to change it, and you're going to call people out by being like, hey, you said that you were going to change that. Like, did you do that? And if they come back to you again and they're like, this happened, that happened, you're going to be like, I already told you my opinion. Like, do it or don't, but like I don't want to hear it anymore. I already told you. I feel like you guys just, again, are like here to fuck shit up. I'm sorry, but it's true. And then you have the moon coming out here. Make sure that this whole thing doesn't become like an ego thing. I don't think that's what's going to happen, but I do think you're going to find a lot of that once again coming to the surface. The moon is always going to be about these shadowy, more instinctual, very emotional, like hidden under the surface aspects of ourselves. I feel like you guys have done a lot of shadow work, and I think that you guys honestly have more to go. I don't think it'll ever really end. I'm so sorry. But this is really challenging you too. And I feel like that's why you go out there and you do what you do. You talk to people the way that you do, because you're like, I was challenged like this and I grew from it. You are pushing people and almost like being hard on them, because you can see down to their core like what these people are capable of. You can see what these like friends or coworkers or whomever are capable of. So I think people might see you, and you might even do this with your kids if you have kids. I think people see you as being like rude or dry or crass or whatever, but you just genuinely see the good in people, to the sense of, I can see down to your soul, to your core, what you're capable of, what you can accomplish. I'm seeing that strength inside of you, and I'm only saying these things because I want you to pull it out and use it. I want you to pull your strength to the surface. I want you to grab a hold of your magic and fucking use it. I feel like you're pushing that out of people, and people just don't want to act on it because they're scared. That's what it is. But you have a strength, a determination, and this tenacity behind you that's like, I'm never going to stop doing what I'm doing. Like, it feels very almost like soldier-esque. You're like, this is what I'm here to do. I would be shocked if you guys also weren't like confident in the fact that you're here to do these things, or you've already like seen the patterns. So hopefully this is honestly just clarification for you guys. Beyond that, also we have the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Sometimes this can be like you're seeing a little bit of lull in your spiritual journey, or like in your light work, but to me this makes me feel like you guys have done so much inner work, like I've said 1,000 times, because the Wheel of Fortune is going to be expansion, and it's Jupiter energy. So when this comes out here for me, I just see it as expansion inward, like on a soul level, or on this very intimate level of maybe inner child or something like that. But really with these two here, you're looking at the things that kind of lie in your subconscious. I feel like you like that. I would bet that honestly you guys probably had some really deep like Scorpio placements. Maybe you had a lot of activity in the 8th house in your natal chart. There's just a very dark energy here, and I don't mean dark in a bad way, I can't say it enough. There's just a very dark energy here of what you guys are like capable of, and there's a lot that you guys have probably been through in your life that you've had to push through. But I feel like it doesn't phase you as much as maybe you thought it would, or it doesn't phase you as much as people would have thought so. Like, I feel like you guys have just like blown people out of the water with what you can handle, with what you can do, with what you can take on, and how you can transmute it. Again, the sorcerer is like, it's alchemy, really, to me. Okay, so moving on to, you have Ace of Wands reversed here. So I feel like you guys are on like a little bit of almost like a downswing. I think you guys are like maybe I should take a step back from maybe a certain aspect of your life or something like that. Ace of Wands reversed can just be something not getting started, like a creative project, or not seeing the fruits of your labor. So I feel like you guys maybe even taking a step back and you're not seeing that, because right now you're in more of like a, okay, let me go within, let me do my shadow work, let me work on some more like subconscious things, or let me rewire this, let me get in alignment, let me get my shit straight first, let me make sure all my ducks are in a row. And I feel like that's it. Like, you go through these almost like waves where you're in this energy and you're like, yes, like, we're solving these problems and we're bringing clarity to where there's confusion. And then you go through a lull and you're like, okay, I need to reset, I need to do some work, I need to focus on my own shadows, XYZ. And I feel like it's a really intuitive thing. Like, you guys just kind of like flow in and out of it, and all of a sudden you'll feel this lull and you're like, yep, it's time for me to like hermit again. It's time for me to like hibernate or whatever. Okay, and now we're going to look at some past life things. With this past life stuff, you may see these themes also in your current life right now. Sometimes they follow you through for a certain purpose, but past life or current life. But this is my past life deck. I just saw 111. So whether or not they follow you into this life doesn't matter. This is supposed to be mainly past life, but you will see them sometimes cross like that. All right. So politics and government. So that could be a past life thing, or you could have brought that into your life. I did not say this for group A. So if I'm telling you that politics or government has followed you into your current reincarnation and your current life path right now, then that's for a reason. Some of you could definitely work with government jobs. You could work in something political. It could be military related, something like that. Because like I said, you push people. It's very like, I don't even want to say managerial, but it's like this like, managerial would be honestly like an insult. You just have the sense of being able to lead and command. You really do. I think people look to you for, like, if they're comfortable with themselves, at least, they will look to you for that brutal honesty. They'll look to you to be completely honest with them and say, I don't like that. I don't think that's healthy for you. I think you should do this, yada yada. I think that some people are going to not like that you have this ability to pull it out of them, and some people are going to be like, you're a great leader because of that. We trust you, we respect you, we rely on you. Okay? Oh my God, forgive. I just heard you have to forgive them. I don't know who this person is. For some of you, I'm getting that it's your parents. Oh God. I really feel like for some of you, this is your parents. This is like your mom or your dad. It's a sense of like, you have to forgive them. You have to let it go. They did their best with what they had. And that could also be kind of related to this moon in reverse energy, where you're looking within. Maybe you're looking within and this is a shadow work that you're trying to do right now. You're like, I have to forgive these things that have happened to me. I have to forgive the people who have wronged me, especially if they were close to you in your family. Which definitely with the energy that we have here and me picking up on like that Scorpio vibe, it gives me very lone wolf vibe. You guys might definitely be someone who like travels alone per se, like doesn't really travel in a pack. I feel like you have that like alpha style energy. And I feel like a lot of you guys, I'm just hearing you guys be like, it's just better that way. It's better for me to be by myself. It's easier for me to be by myself. I don't have to rely on anybody. There's definitely some wounding there regarding the parents if you have that hyper independence. It's like, it's just easier for me to do it this way. It's just easier for me to XYZ. Like, you guys definitely prefer to be alone because I think you don't have to rely on anyone else, and it's your way of protecting yourself from feeling rejected or feeling like you've been left out to the cold. And then moving on, we have victim mentality. Yeah, definitely. I think you've mainly gotten over this, but I do feel like this is something that you had to struggle with in the past. That there are even past lifetimes where you've had to forgive past versions of yourself, and really, what I feel like is not just move out of the victim mentality, but you've had to pull yourself from the victim mentality. And so because of that, I do feel like also that you guys see that in other people, and it irritates you so much when you see that. And that's why you're so like rough with people. That's why you're so like brutally honest, because you see that victim mentality and you know that it did you no good, and you know that like the people who are doing this, it's like, you're better than that. Like, that's what I just keep hearing. It's like, you're better than that. You know better than that. You know that's not true. You know life's not out to get you. You know so-and-so is not against you. You know it's not you against the world. And it's like, I feel like when people try to have a pity party, you're just not having it. You're just not having it when people are trying to have a pity party. You're like, no, we're not doing that. Like, put your hair in a bun, you know, pull your big girl pants on or big boy pants on, whatever, and fucking get at it. Like, stop feeling sorry for yourself and make a life for yourself. Instead of sitting here and almost like letting it consume you, like fucking fight back. Like, especially with how much like strength and like alpha energy I feel with this. Okay, we have a couple different things. So in a past life, you may have been an artist. You may be someone who, specifically what I feel right now is like, excuse me. Oh my God. What's going on, guys? All of a sudden I'm choking on nothing. I feel like you guys are like, shh, don't tell my secrets. The artist, specifically, I'm feeling more of like painting or something to do with like, it's not like a crayon, but it's some sort of like stick, like art supply. I really don't know the name of what this material is, but it's something that looks like a crayon, but it has a lot like deeper pigmented colors to it. I can't think of what that stuff is, but I'm getting more like that. Like, if you're painting or you're doing anything artistic, you want to use your hands, like actually use them to like if this was a canvas, you want to actually put your hands on it. You want to make these images, and I think it's a way of that like energy transference for you. I think you like the physicality, you like the like tangible aspect of it. That artistry that I'm seeing is definitely more of like using your hands to paint, or it's using your hands and the materials. Something about that is like powerful to you, and it's very expressive, and I feel like it definitely helps you transmute energy. And then we also have possibly a connection to the fae, to fairies, or to the forest. So you might live somewhere where there is a lot of forest around, a lot of trees around, like maybe like Oregon, Washington, something like that. Or you could just live in an area where you're like, God, I need to get back to the forest. I need to get back and put my feet on the ground somewhere. Especially with the energy, again, of this like sorcerer card. This just gives me the energy of someone who lives like off the grid, like truly like someone who's like, I want to be one with nature. I want to be one with the planet. And again, any type of fae or fairy to me is just so magical. And maybe that's why I kept wanting to call it magic, because I do feel like you have legitimate magic. Okay. And then the next card, initiation. And that goes back to me saying before that I think that you guys have this more like maybe like militant type of like, this is my mission, this is my like purpose. Like, I know it's confidence, dude. It's just confidence. I know I'm here to do this thing, and you know, no fucking around. I am gonna make people, you know, level up. I'm gonna push people to level up. I'm gonna push the people I love to ascend, to raise their vibration, to raise their consciousness. Like, you're not gonna sit around and let people make fools of themselves. And with this initiation card, it makes me feel like you guys truly were like, that's it. Like, that's yes. Like, and whether you have any like idea, whether or not this is like maybe a soul contract or something that you guys made before you came here, this is like, you knew coming into this lifetime that this is what you're here to do. You're like, I'm here to follow through with this task. I'm here to bring this about. I'm here to do this. And so I feel like there's a lot of determination on your part before you reincarnated, where when, you know, we all reincarnate on a like volunteer basis here on Earth. So I feel like when you decided to do that, you made this contract where you were like, yes, I'm going back to do this thing. And I think that you just need an initiation to start that back up. You need something to get you back on this path. You need something to remind you of your roots, why you came, and ignite that in you again. Okay, so let's move on. This is the archetypes deck. So trying to get some themes from either past life or current life as to where your light work is going to go. Kind of, once again, what's your mission? What's your purpose? What are some themes that we can see to give you some more info on that? All right, first and foremost, we have the thread. Oh my God, I freaking love this card so much. The thread is like, it's your lifeline. Like in this deck, she talks about, for this card is like, again, it's like an initiation. Oh, that's what that is. That's perfect. That's what this is together, right? It's an initiation. You may get a certain message, hear something from someone, you may hear a certain song, you hear a quote, something, but there's this thing that ignites inside of you. You're like, oh my God. Like, you just, you know, you hear a song, you're just like, the lyrics just give you like goosebumps, and all of a sudden you're like, I know that I'm supposed to do this. Like, I know my direction now. You know, I'm woken up, I'm alive, like I'm I've had this piece inside of me all along. I just needed to initiate it. I just needed to get down to the nitty-gritty here and find the root, right? And I don't feel like it's that you had to find it. I feel like it's been there, and it's finding the thread itself. It's finding that piece that almost like you follow it home, okay? Oh, I love that so much. All right, next we have the sword. Oh, these cards are beautiful. Like, I'll never get over it. The sword is amazing also. It kind of does also remind me a little bit of like an initiation, because this card is talking about making this like this very decisive type of movement, or coming to this conclusion where the sword is a weapon, right? So it's like choosing when to strike. It's being very decisive, very determined. And in the book, she talks about like the first time the sword was used to cut away or whatnot was the umbilical cord when you're born. That's that first snip where it's almost like it forces you into the next phase of your life. It forces you into this maybe line of work or this light work that you're doing. And especially having these two with the initiation, it makes me feel like once you get this initiation, once you get that info, once you hear that song or whatever it is that sparks inside of you for you to find that thread again, it's like, then that's what you do, right? You cut your thread or whatever, and it forces you into this new part. You like cut away the old stuff. It forces you into this light work. So if you guys are like, oh, I haven't really been doing my mission or on my journey or whatever, I feel like once the initiation starts, you're just going to be thrust into this new thing, especially with lightning. Think of that like really quick electricity, right? It's like all of a sudden it's like an aha moment, and you're like, yes, now I have the tool. Now I have the tool that I need to be able to move on from night to day. Now I have the tool that I need to move forward. I have the tools that I need now to say, yes, this is what I'm meant to do. This is my path. This is where I'm going. Okay. And then the very last thing is the medallion. So the medallion has a lot to do with these like sacred objects or emblems or things like that. It's telling you to pay attention to the things that you're drawn to, basically. This says whatever you're reaching for, whatever you find yourself like subconsciously reaching for, that you are subconsciously drawn to, take a look at those things, because that is where you are going to find answers. So if you're really drawn to like tarot and oracle cards and such, a way that you might be able to do your light work is through these messages. If you're really drawn to herbs or to like Ayurveda or anything like that, you guys are being shown by spirit to say, hey, you're being drawn to this for a reason, because it lies within your soul. It lies within your soul, dormant, and that's what we're trying to awaken. Especially right here with the thread and the tool with the sword. We're trying to awaken to show you that there are things already calling out to you. Pay attention to the things that you hold dear to you. Why do you love them so much? What about them makes you happy? What about them makes you feel alive? I mean, if you're like, again, nature brings me joy, it makes me feel alive. Why? What is it about it that makes you feel like that? But here with the medallion, the long story short is that this points to things that you maybe already have in your possession, or things that you want to even like collect or anything like that. Like, what are you drawn to and why? Because that's another clue into what you're here to do and how you're going to like follow through and share your light work with the world. So, wow, a lot of info in these. I really hope that helped, guys. I hope you got some info out of this. I hope that it gave you some clarity, gave you some idea of, you know, your ancestry, where you came from, your lineage, and all of that good stuff. I really appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the video, if you could go ahead and leave a thumbs up down there below, it would mean the world to me. Helps me get these messages out to other people's. And if it resonated, if it didn't, if you have anything you want to share with me, please comment. I love to hear from you guys and how the messages make sense. I love to see how, you know, you're picking up the pieces and how it's bringing you clarity. And then, of course, if you guys aren't already following me, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification for more, so you can get notified of all my upcoming videos, and check out the description box down below for other goodies and where else to find me. And on that note, I will see you guys later. Love you so much. Have a wonderful week. Bye.